Hi, I'm Lucy and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I've got a very exciting video actually, and I'm going to be doing a video on my dream roles and also casting within the industry. A few people asked me to do a video on what my dream roles were, so I thought I'd do that, but I didn't really think that was enough substance for a whole video, so my flatmate Eleanor and I had an idea to do it also on casting within the industry, like how casting works and all that kind of information. Obviously, I've personally not auditioned for shows in the West End or professional jobs yet because I'm still in first year at Erdang, but we learn a lot from our teachers who are currently working professionals or who have worked in the industry and done loads of castings. So hopefully I can impart some of their knowledge that I've learned onto you guys. So first of all, I thought I'd just have a quick chat on what my personal dream roles are and what I would love to play in my career at some point. Obviously these are massive aspirations and it's literally would make my life if I got to play at least one of these parts. These are only 5 I think I've got. Yeah, these are only 5 roles that I would love to play, but obviously I would be so grateful to play literally any role and to work within the musical theatre industry. So my first dream role, which anyone that knows me will know, is Millie in Thoroughly Modern Millie. I have loved this show forever. I love Millie as a character. She is brilliant. I think I've wanted to play Millie since I was like 10 or something ridiculous like that. I'd love if it came to London because I've actually never seen a professional production of it. I love watching the movie. I think I've actually mentioned that in a video before, and I've actually only seen amateur production of it, but there's a motorbike going past my window. Yes, but I love Millie and it would literally make my absolute world if I ever got to play Millie in any way at all. The next role I would love to play would be Princess Fiona in Shrek the Musical. I love Shrek, I think it's brilliant. I actually saw the UK tour last year, I saw it in Woking, and I just love to be Princess Fiona. I think she is an amazing character. I love that she gets to do a bit of tap as well. I'm very new to tap. I only started tap a year and a half ago when I was on GSA Foundation, and obviously Fiona and Millie are both tappy roles, so I'm really working on my tap to allow any of these dreams to come true. Autumn Foster actually played Millie and Princess Fiona in Shrek, so a lot of the roles that she's played I'd actually love to play. She's one of my absolute idols. The next is an absolute classic, and that would be Eponine in Les Mis. I've done Fantine before in an amateur production, but I would love to professionally play Eponine. I think her character is brilliant. I love her songs. Obviously On My Own is brilliant. I just think to be in Les Mis would be the biggest honour ever. And the thing is, Les Mis has been in London for so many years, and I'm sure it'll be here for so many years to come, so even to get the opportunity to audition for Les Mis would be incredible. The next one is a role that probably wouldn't have even crossed my mind until this year when the role reversal, the gender swap, sorry, of Bobby, the lead role in Company, came out to London, and it's actually closing at the end of this month, which is very sad, and I would love to see it again. Rosalie Craig was incredible in this role. I have to say, Company is one of the best shows I have seen in a long time. It was incredible, and I love Bobby as a female role. When I now listen to the original Company cast recording versus the new London 2018 cast recording, I much prefer Bobby as a female role. I think obviously it does alter elements of the story, and I never got to see Bobby played by a man, so maybe I would think differently if I'd seen that as well. But I just think she's brilliant as a female, and Sondheim obviously is the most incredible writer ever. His material is insane, insanely difficult to sing, but what an amazing challenge it would be to get to play Bobby, a gender swapped role in a Sondheim musical. That is just life goals. And the final dream role that I'm going to mention is actually Janie in Eugenius. I saw Eugenius at the Other Palace when it was there earlier in the year. That's such a lie, it wasn't earlier in the year, it was the end of last year. That is crazy how fast that time has gone. Anyway, yes, I saw it at the Other Palace, and I loved that musical. It was so fun, and I was so sad when their West End transfer was cancelled because I really wanted to see it again. I think it's a brilliant show. It's such a good family show. Eugenius is just a brilliant show. If you ever get the chance to see it, really go and see it, and also listen to the soundtrack because it is so good. And also when I saw Eugenius, Laura Baldwin played Janie, and she is now also in Waitress, and she is just incredible as an actress. I admire her so much, and I I've been so honoured to see her perform live twice, and I look up to her so much as a performer. She's worked so hard. If you haven't seen her, make sure to check her out on Instagram, and also go and see Waitress so you can see her in it as well. So now moving on to the kind of second part of this video. Also, if you guys have your dream roles, be sure to leave them in the comments down below and let me know, because it's so important, I think, to have dreams and aspirations. I think some people get a little bit nervous about saying their dream roles in case they don't achieve them, but I think there's nothing wrong with having an aspiration and a goal to work to. I know most of us in this industry would be 1,000,000% grateful for any role that we get, so it's just nice to have those ones that are your role, that in the back of your mind that would make your life if you got to play it. Moving on to the casting section of this video. Now, as I said before, I'm only in my first year of training, so I haven't done any auditions for professional work at the moment, so this is purely information that I have learnt from other people. As I said, most of our teachers are working professionals and are teaching us all about casting within the industry, working within the industry, and I'd just like to impart some of that knowledge onto you guys. So I've kind of split it into a few different sections on casting. So the first thing is a lot about how you look at the end of the day. Often I think when you get through a casting, it will have a description of how they want the person to look. For example, your height, your build, your weight, your ethnicity for some roles. Obviously within the industry at the moment, I don't know if you know anything about it, but blind casting is a huge thing that's coming into play, that people are not getting cast based on their ethnicity and their skin colour. There's a blind casting, which I think is incredible, but I think it's really nice that the industry is getting opened up to so many more people and just taking who is the most talented, which is what's most important at the end of the day. So yes, obviously for casting, something like your height and your build, you literally can't change, so you can't let things like that beat you up. You might not get a role literally just based on the fact you're too short. I know probably I won't get a lot of roles because I'm 5'2", so I'm really quite short, and some roles you need to be taller. For example, ensemble, you often have to be a certain height so you look right in a dance number or something like that. So yeah, just take these things into consideration and try not to be too harsh on yourself, because it could literally be a factor that you can't change that doesn't let you get a role. And I know it's so easy to say that, and I know in the future when I don't get roles because I'm too short, I'll still beat myself up like it's my own fault, even though there's literally nothing I could do about it. Going with how you look is also your age. They'll usually specify the age of the character, and obviously they'll want someone who fits that mold. Your age is very different to your playing age. So I'm currently 19, but my playing age is probably approximately 15 to maybe 23. Because I'm quite short, I could play quite a young character. It's interesting to look into, and you'll often probably be shocked at how old certain people are playing roles and how different they can look on and off stage. The next thing, which is very pivotal when it comes to casting, is your voice type. Now, there is endless amounts of voice types, how they categorize voice types, whether it's if soprano, alto, tenor, bass, mezzo, soprano, whatever, whether it's on the tone of your voice, the color of your voice. Also, when it comes to voice type, they often, I've heard, have a specification of range. So it's important to know as a performer your range. This is something we're currently discovering and figuring out what our range is. So this is your lowest note to your highest note. Moving on from your singing voice, your speaking voice is also very important when it comes to accents. It depends obviously on where the show's set, what accent the director is looking for. There's a difference between your native accents and then learnt accents. So for example, I kind of have two native accents. I have a kind of my accent now is certainly not RP, because we are learning RP and there's things in my accent that aren't RP. However, it is close to RP and it is kind of regionless, somewhere in the south. But also my native accent is Glaswegian, and I can switch back to that like that. So I am lucky in that way that it is something that I will be able to put forward in castings, that I do have a strong native Glaswegian accent. Also though, within training you will learn accents, and then the accents that you perfect you'll be able to take to auditions. Moving on from kind of your specific talent and more onto you as a person, your personality when it comes to auditioning is key. You need to be a nice person. The casting director, the choreographer, the MD, whoever's on the audition panel needs to warm to you as a person and want to work with you. In this industry, it's all about your reputation, and you need to be aware of who you're around. For example, in an audition, the pianist could be the MD of the show, but you don't know that, so you need to be absolutely polite and kind to everyone. on knowing who people are as well is so important. We're currently learning about this and learning that we need to know who people in the industry are, who the big producers are, the big MDs, the big directors, the big choreographers, because you could come into an audition for a show and go to sing a song and not know who it's written by, and for all you know, the pianist or MD playing the piano could have written that song. This industry is a scarily small place and everyone knows everyone, so your reputation is key. So yes, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about my dream roles and casting. I hope the casting section was helpful for some of you guys. Obviously, as I said, this is completely information that I've got from teachers and what I've learned over the past kind of 8 to 10 months at Erdang, and I've got so much more to learn, and obviously I'll learn way more when I'm out in the industry actually auditioning, but I hope it given you a bit of an insight into what it could be like. It's really interesting for me learning about it, so I'd like to impart some of my knowledge on you, and I hope it was interesting finding out about some of my dream roles. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments down below and I will try and answer them to the best of my abilities. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below to see the rest of my videos. Thank you so much for watching and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye!